Hey everyone, Josh here. Thanks for joining me here in my gameplay of myself in my AMX CDC, beautiful tank, and my boy Dunk in his motherland, carrying some scrubs. Now, this video has been uploaded for a specific reason. I've had it saved since July 20th, and it's now September 15th today that it's being uploaded, so why, it's not that special, but why save it? Well, I needed to let the smoke blow over, I guess, and just to actually get comfortable with what happens at the end of this game. Now, some people were upset at me somehow for this. They were like angry and like pissed off, but I mean, I had no control over what happened here. And to be honest with you, I'm one of the people that it didn't ruin the game for me. Now, by ruin the game, I mean, yeah, I get an exorbitant amount of gold and silver piled into my account at the end of this game, and it doesn't ruin it for me because I don't need the gold or silver. That doesn't really make sense to a lot of people, I know, but a lot of people, the game is here for the grind. If you didn't have the grind, would you still play the game? Well, most people, no, I don't think so. Me, I still play the game, and I have every tank I would need. Before this game, I am sitting around 72 premium tanks, 130 or 140 in my garage. We'll see at the end. And I still play the game. The only thing I wish could have happened differently here is it could have been maybe spread out a little bit, or I would have had the ability to share like you can on the console version of this game. That would have been fantastic, because I definitely would have helped some people out with that for sure, because like I said, I basically squandered the gold. I'm not going to lie. The big reason for that was I was fairly confident that it was going to get yanked out of the accounts, but there was no way for Wargaming to track this gold and silver, so there you go. I figured I'd attach this game with it because this is actually a decent game. Let's get back to the game and then we'll talk more about what happens at the end. But yeah, this is actually a pretty sweet game. It's looking quite grim for Dunk and I. I'm doing what I can do in my tank. I mean, Dunk was talking about going up and brawling in the town during the start of this game, but with such limited help and no clue what their team's really doing off the start, his options were fairly limited. And then, like I say that, and he heroes himself up and heads into town. It just sucks because when you're playing with a two-man platoon, you kind of want to stay close together. We're not, his motherland's really OP. My tank is good if it's not getting shot at. It's in that way, it's like a tiger. Sorry if I hurt your feelings, Tiger fans, but it's good. It's a good tank if you're not being shot at. Every tank is good if it's not being shot at. Weird that people would say that. I'm doing what I can do. I go on this hill. When tanks come, I duck down, and I get shots at them using my gun depression and my low profile. Dunk's doing what he does in his tank. He goes to town and side scrapes and kills things, because a motherland is really overpowered for that stuff. Oh, and I waste a shot there. At first, I didn't like this CDC. I don't know why. I still think I don't know if it's ruined the FCM 50 for me or not. It's hard to say. The FCM 50 has a different playstyle in this thing. It gets a better matchmaking, but it doesn't have the mobility. It's close, but not the gun depression. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I actually have played a metric ton of games in this CDC. A lot of it had to do with what happened in this game, where I got the the op for having the tank early. You get a ×2 crew boost, and I bought like 800 or 600 ×4 crew boosts after this, and I basically turned my my French crew, my Batchat crew here, from a really good crew to an insane crew. Like I take them from an 11 perk crew to a 16 perk crew in my CDC in the month of July. It's pretty intense, actually. I actually trained the 15th perk on this crew in just over 80 games, which, if any of you have a crew that high, that's insane. It's like 86 games, but yeah, it's just intense. I got this tank really early. I got it July 1st. It was a glitch in the store. Look at me finding these glitches. Where me and my friend Mango, or Farmer Pat, got these tanks early. They were sold in the Microsoft store, Yippee! If you see my game 1 in my CDC, you'd know that. But so I was just desperate to 3-mark this tank. I didn't get it with the FCM. I still haven't 3-marked my FCM 50T, and I probably never will. Congratulations to you people who have. But maybe one day I'll try. But I do eventually 3-mark this tank, but it was really bugging me because when it was just the first 2 weeks where nobody had the tank, I couldn't 3-mark it to save my life. I saw 2 other people that had it, and obviously, if there was 3 of us, one guy was definitely better than me and the other guy. You know, like, I couldn't get over 68%. The day the tank went public, that night, I went from 67% to 87%. Basically stayed at that for quite a while, and then finally made the push. Once everybody started playing their hammers, I guess, or I don't even know, maybe it was just having those hammers in the game for me to shoot, or the comfort level in the tank. I eventually got the 3-mark on it. It was, it took me from like the 91% to 95. It was basically like 5 or 6 games where I go like 6k combined damage. So really it came down to, at the end, it was good maps, good matchmaking. I found in the first month of having this tank, for every time I got a top tier game on a map like this where I can do something, I would get Runeberg War, which just killed me, or Ghost Town against tier 10s. Runeberg War against tier 10s. I just got massive. Even playing solo, I got tons of tier 10s against me, which just, it was killing me. It was driving me nuts. It made me not like the tank, and I still kept playing it. So my WN8 in the tank, my mark in the tank really suffered. When you're playing a tank and you're like grudged against it almost, because I was just trying to get the crew training, right? Like the marking it would have been nice, but like the crew training just wasn't happening. And oh man, I was getting pretty salty. It's weird because to 3-mark it, I actually started shooting less premiums with it. And I don't know what, maybe that changes your RNG. I have no idea. I don't know that much about if that's possible with computers and whatnot. I still type with my index fingers. But while I'm clearing this base in here, Dunk is definitely kicking the shit out of them in town here. We 2-man headbang this team pretty bad. Too bad I'm the only one who gets rewarded for it. But anyways, I digress from that. Yeah, if you're playing a tank and you're upset with the tank, you're not enjoying the tank, it's very difficult to keep playing the tank and do good in it. I don't really see that many people do good in tanks they don't like to play, or they're bitter with because of like. And I probably wasn't getting that bad. I was getting bad matchmaking, but it probably wasn't as bad as I'm remembering or thought it was at the time. People tend to victimize themselves, and I was definitely salty with the tank for a long period of time. But it did train my crew, yay, very good, and now I have 3 marks, so everybody's happy, yay, and I've literally had a whack ton of gold. It's disgusting, but I did squander it, which is fine with me. I wish I could have gave most of it away, I would have. But I can't, so I didn't. Yeah. 3488s for everyone. No. I don't know why this happened. I know other people got things added to their accounts. It was just like a jailbreak. I guess it was a glitch where a whole bunch of things, maybe people previously purchased them. I didn't previously purchase what I had here, but I don't know. If anybody knows, that'd be cool if you could key me in on this. That'd be fun. But yeah, I get paid here big time for camping. I am a huge camper, and the arty had to balance me right out, dude. This is one of those moments where you have the tank that has good gun depression, but you can't quite work that shot, and you're afraid to get shot. And I don't know why I'm afraid to get shot by this tiger. I'm just trying to be a careful CDC player at this stage. And it would have been really devastating, or a lot easier at the end here, if I wouldn't have got shit on by this artillery. I could have just hunted him down and killed him like almost instantly, but like Dunk here is left in his motherland. This other dude is in his looks like a motherland. It's really tough to read the screen with the way it's set up is I compact it down to a small file and then it loads it, and then anyways, so it's tough to read the screen. I can see what's happening, but I can't really read that well. I'm sure the kid's in a motherland, if I remember correctly. But they can't catch that arty if he runs away, right? Like, they have no chance of catching him, and they know that. Dunk knows it. I think this kid, who knows? Dunk's the type of person where he would definitely fight this one out if he could. I know that. Me too. Most people would want to kill the artillery and make him pay for being an artillery scumbag. But we all take turns being scumbags, so it's okay to say that. But yeah, so it's this debate when you're in the party and you're like, yeah, I guess just jump on the cap, dude. I can't really see you. If he runs, you're not catching him. If he, if you leave and the kid in the other tank leaves and that guy hops on the base, maybe you don't get there in time. Who knows? Maybe he, you go one way, the other kid goes the other way, and the arty sneaks through the middle. With 4 or 5 minutes left, you never know, right? Like, you'd hate to miss out on it. You might as well pump your efficiency and get that arty. But no, the arty is stand up. He doesn't drown himself. He comes back. Yay. And tries to kill Dunk. Nice work, team. So Dunk and I carried that one big time. Big time. You're welcome, team. And like I said, unfortunately, Dunk doesn't get rewarded in the same fashion I do. So I don't feel guilty about what happened here at all. I didn't do anything wrong, and I had no control over it. If I could have shared this massive amount of gold that gets plopped in my account here, I would have. I said it to everybody from the start. The one thing is, it didn't ruin the game for me. I still play the game quite frequently. But there it is. There's 362,000 gold and about 76 million silver into my account for no apparent reason. I panic at the start of this and think they're going to take it out, so I do some dumb stuff with it. I buy like 5 years of premium time, and I research some tier 10 RDs and put premium camo on them and waste a lot of gold like that. And then I do a lot of crew boosts, make my French crew really good, like I said earlier. Yeah. I just wish I could have shared some of it with friends and whatnot that I know would have really, really used it good and enjoyed it. But yeah, how unfortunate for them, and lucky me, I guess. If only we could all have that happen. Oh well. Yeah, not much else to add. This has been a really hard narration at the end here for me. It's like the 5th time I've tried this, so not much to say. The more I say, the worse it sounds. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys out on the battlefield.